Oh, hey guys, Boy32 here. Just checking out a YouTube video on the Walther PK380 by Charles Long. It's got a pretty neat YouTube site. Suggest you guys go ahead and look it up. But anyway, he's doing a review on the Walther PK380 because I wanted to find out some additional information because that's what I'm getting ready to do. Walther PK380. So here we go. All right, so listen up. This thing comes in a really cool little case right here, okay? Took possession of this particular firearm through a trade with a good friend of mine, and I said, you know, I'll take it. Whatever, I don't have any problems with it. But anyway, my goal was to go ahead and have my wife train with this thing. So anyway, took it out to the field. I fired it a couple times, but never really fired it a lot. So the last time I did these couple videos, I took it out there and fired it a ton. Anyway, I enjoyed shooting it. There's some idiosyncrasies with any firearms you got to pay attention to when you learn a new thing, and that's one of the things that I found out. This thing's got some little nifty little deals that you got to be accustomed to. It's not like the XDM or that Canic that I just purchased. So anyway, let's go to the details. It's got a little box here. It's not much of a box, I'll tell you that, not compared to what you get from some other packages. This particular model, there's your registration card, the first round, the lock, which has never been removed from this thing, obviously. And I went ahead and purchased, these are 7 or 8 round, 8 round magazines. Oh hell, let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 round magazines. And in this particular magazines, I've got some Hornady protection magazine ammo. All right, so this particular model right here came with the proprietary laser system that goes here. Now, one of the reasons why I did like the laser system, if you've got a female or someone in the house, not necessarily female, ladies don't get mad at me, but someone who's not experienced with using a firearm, and it's just a point and shoot kind of thing. I said, honey, put the laser on them and pull the trigger. So basically, that's what it looks like right there. Okay, so I'll do some close-ups on it anyway. So let's go ahead and pull the camera up real close, and we'll go through some of the details of this thing. Stand by. All right, guys, Boy32, and we're back. And finally got this thing underneath the shooting table. What we're going to do is just go through some of the details. Now, the firearm comes just like this in this pocket. This little box. Not very impressive box. I wouldn't use it to secure anything in there if you don't want it stolen. But what you get in the box is this little security key here. We get some tags here. I guess it's a chamber indicator. You get 2 of those. Empty chamber indicator. Let's see if that works. And yeah, I do keep them loaded. So, what do you do here? The thing will not lock to the rear, okay? So yeah, I guess that's exactly how that goes. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind that at all. By itself, the firearm weighs 20 ounces, okay? It's got a Browning tilt barrel long breech action, and pretty easy to fire. Just a couple of details here, and we'll go through it in order, but there's the key that comes with the damn thing. So let's move this box out of the way so we can get a good vision of what this thing looks like. All right, let's go over a couple of the details. All right, so this is the proprietary laser. It does have a serial number on it. It's easy to remove. Just pull these little tabs down and it slides off. The firearm is equipped with some Picatinny rail systems with 2 slots in it. It's a polymer lower and a steel upper. Alright, so starting front to back, you got the Walther PK380 insignia up here. I think it's a very attractive firearm. It's not a bad looking thing. And continue going over some of the details here. As you notice, there's no slide release on this thing. It's one of the things that's kind of something to get used to. And like I said, with any firearm, you got to get used to the thing. So there's no way of locking the slide open without an empty magazine in it, just like so, okay? And he's so used to doing that. And in order to release it, just like the old M1, you gotta make sure. And to make sure, but guys, when you're firing this thing, ensure that the slide does go feet all the way forward, of course, because it will not fire. The grip is polymer. I do like the grip. It's I have very large hands, of course, and one of the reasons why, when I handed this to my wife, she held it. She goes, "Don't ever trade this thing. I like the way it feels in my hand." I was like, "Okay, cool, man. At least you found something that feels good in your hand." Yeah, okay, so and again, you got the Picatinny rail down here with the 2 slots. The good thing about when I did hand it to her, I said, "Now pull that slide back. Let me see what you think." And it's only about 10 pounds of pull to get that thing to come back. let's go ahead and pull that out right there. And if I had my pull scale here, which I don't even know where it's at, it's in my toolbox, it's in the trunk of my car. It's not around here. But anyway, about 10 pounds of pressure to pull that slide back. That's one of the reasons why this is very attractive to people who don't have strong hands or females who don't want to have to deal with something that takes a lot of power to pull back. Sights are metal. They are 3-dot. They are fixed. Right front. You can see they've got the dots here and there. 1, 2, 3. 3 dots. Mag release is ambidextrous. It's European style. I'll go ahead and put one in here. It does release quite nicely. If you got a full mag, it'll throw it out. Just like that. Pretty cool deal, man. See the magazines that come with it. Now this one only got one magazine with it because I told you I took it in on trade. But they're easily obtainable. You can get them on cheaper than dirt. There's a couple other companies out there that have them. They're about 30 bucks a piece. Not cheap, but they are stainless steel, made in Germany. All right. Okay, real quickly, let's talk about the safety switch. Now, one of the things is it has a forward. Forward is for fire. Down is for safe. And that's you get S for fire or safety, and F for fire. That's pretty simple. Jesus. Well, in any case, one of the things that when we first got this firearm, and I was helping my buddy try to learn how to use it, it was interesting because no one could figure out, is that up or down, whatever. But this is not a decocker, but what it does is it merely blocks the firing pin. And let's see if I can get in there like there and show you what I'm talking about. This is the firing pin right there. And what that does is it has a cam that just moves in front of it like that. So when it's in the safe position, you can decock it by pulling the trigger. I don't really care for that maneuver, to be perfectly honest with you. I would just as soon go ahead and just drop the hammer with a guided finger. Or just don't fuck with it until you're ready to take it to the range or pull it out and shoot it. I mean, I don't like that system at all. That's one of my downfalls with this thing. It's confusing. It's not a true safety. It's just a blocks the pin. And a lot of people are like, yeah, you can use it for a decocker. Well, it's so easy to screw up that whole thing. It's like, with the Canik, it had a decocker on the top, and there was no safety. So you didn't have to worry about it. It was in this one, if you accidentally decide, okay, I'm going to go ahead and release the hammer forward, and you got that thing on fire, there's too much thought in the process. Anyway, that's where my rant. Okay, so let's talk about the trigger here real quickly. This thing is probably about an 8.5 pound. I wish I had my trigger pull scale here. On the double action, it does pull all the way back, just like that. But once it goes into the single action, the trigger's set. And I will tell you what, it's a very nice, crisp trigger. Got a little slack you got to pull up into it, but about a 4.5 pound on that thing. Very nice. As a matter of fact, in the video, you can see where I pulled it, I fired it in double action, and then I was sitting there trying to figure out where the hell's this thing at, man? How far back is it going? But it comes all the way back just like that. Okay, talking about a couple other things. Typically, I like to carry one in the chamber, and I don't have any problems doing that. I do not feel comfortable sometimes if you have the thing set on fire and you're carrying one in the chambers. If you accidentally drop this thing and impact it, it could carry forward and hit the pin and make it go off. If you want to do the disconnect and put that lock and put the cam in front of the firing pin, you can. But that's an additional step that you got to figure out what you're doing in the event of an emergency. Let's talk about the takedown. That's the only other downfall of this firearm is the takedown. It's a pain in the ass, and it does require a supplementary tool just like this. But what do you do is you have to stick this thing in there, rotate it counterclockwise, and that gives you the ability to release the slide forward. And to be perfectly honest with you, I shot about 300 or 400 rounds to this thing, and I cleaned it a year ago. You can see it's not in bad shape. Like I said, this thing's got a Browning action, pretty simple. But another issue that people have is this. The drive spring is long and lanky, and it's hard to put back into place. The barrel, nice little barrel. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to say about it. It's dirty as I'll get out right now, but that's about it. We're going to take and clean it And again, one of the issues that people are having is getting the drive spring back into the firearm without it kinking. So there's a really neat trick out there that I forget what the name of the guy that had it, but he showed how you could use another like a cleaning rod as a guide spring to get it in there. This is funny. You guys are going to watch it. Now this is the reason why this thing's a pain in the ass. All right, one of the things I like to do is just feed the spring onto it just like that, onto the drive rod. Bring it out, place it in there, okay, and then you can put it into place. And that's one of the easiest ways. You don't always have a cleaner rod laying around in order to take care of those things. But that's the takedown. It's a very simple process. It's just like any other pistol semi-automatic. All right, let's go ahead and put the thing back together again, just like this. Go ahead and return that section up there, and don't ever lose that. Now you can use any tool that has some kind of piece that looks like that. I guess you could probably use, but don't lose that thing. That's the bad part about it. Okay, so all right, guys, let's talk about a couple other things. There's a couple different holster options that I particularly like to go with. One is the Phobos holster, which you purchased for this thing a while back, and I like that. And I use this to actually store the firearm in. I've got some slots built into my safe that these things just fit in like that. So that's essentially what the Phobos holster has been reduced to. It's a holder. It actually sticks out too far from the body to really justify carrying this thing. It's a 380 for God's sakes. So the other option is this little soft tuck, which I did a review on quite a while back. This, in the waistband, fits nicely. Can't even notice it. This is one of my carries. Two different options for holstering. All right, so let's talk about the laser system here, guys. This thing is goes on. It's proprietary to this firearm itself. It came with the weapon. Okay, so basically you can take it on and off like that. It does have these little things right here to let you know that the laser is on. It is activated by this little switch right here, on, off. Don't know exactly what the strength is of this thing. It's quite nice in that, you know, if somebody's not experienced with a firearm, they can go ahead and put it on there. Your wife's at home. It's a point name situation at that point. I don't particularly like carrying with a laser. I've noticed that a lot of times when I personally have a laser on a firearm, I spend more time looking at the laser than I do the target. So being raised in the military world, we point and shoot. Just put it, guide that finger down the line, and pull the trigger. You're probably going to hit whatever you're aiming at. So let's talk about the pros and cons of this guy. Stand by. Pros and cons of this bad boy. One is I do love the styling. It's a good looking firearm. I mean, if anybody said it wasn't a good looking gun, they'd be crazy to say that. But I do like the way it looks. It's very stylish. It's got the integrated pinky, whatever you call this thing, the grip on the magazines, which really makes it nice, especially big hands, small hands. Very ergonomically correct. It's easy to put in action. The slide doesn't require a lot of pull, so it's adequate and easily put in the action by people with less than strong hands, let's just say. 380, low recoil, man, not a big deal. It's good, easy carry. Someone who doesn't have a lot of strength can handle it without any issues. Let's talk about the trigger system. I think the trigger system is excellent. Great single stage. I was really impressed with the crispness of the trigger. And, you know, as far as everything, it's a good all-around firearm. Took it to the field, had a blast with it, and it was really, really nice to shoot. I did when I was at the range, I did have a malfunction with it, actually two of them. One was induced by myself when I released the bolt, or released the slide, it stuck right there. So I'm thinking it's ready to go, and it wasn't. Then it went there. Luckily for me, it didn't go off. So I just tapped forward, it went ahead, and then we fired it off. But then another time I had a double feed. I think that attributed to the ammo that was used. So, all right, let's talk about the cons of this thing. Basically, one of my biggest pet peeves is it's difficult to take down. And this is not a gun you're going to carry out into a tactical situation on the field. But you're going to need this bad boy right here. So, I mean, if you do have that and you're getting used to this thing, basically pulling it down and taking it apart is just like that. Okay? And the guide spring, the guide rod and the spring. Just collapse it all the way over top of the guide rod, slap it in there. You shouldn't have any issues. So, other than that, guys, that's it. This is the Walther PK380. It's been around came out in 2008, so, 8 or 9 years. Something like that. 7 years. I'm not a mathematician by any means. And that's basically it, man. But a great little firearm. It's got, like anything else, you need to learn how to use it. So with that being said, guys, if you're in uniform, watch your six. And as always, God bless America. God bless those men and women in uniform 24/7 for our freedom. Because freedom is not free. This is Coda Boy 32. Out.